What is going on? She's just deleted her Twitter. She's getting called out because it was exposed, because an interview.
The president of the IndianaFever is completely afraid after CaitlinClark exposed her to the entire league. Many people are shocked by the criticism, which is getting tougher every hour.
I'm not joking when I say this. Something's gone weirdly wrong. Like, we hired a freaking chronically online.
But hold on, this is more than just a single press conference or a popular film. The narrative is far more intricate. I have all the details as well.
I'll say it again. Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Crosscroft, the IndianaFever president, they were not ready. Now, Christine Brennan in her book confirmed. The WNBA and the IndianaFever did not realize what they were about to get themselves into with drafting CaitlinClark because the popularity they weren't prepared for and didn't see.
Supporters of CaitlinClark are speaking out after the IndianaFever's front office took a terrible turn. Suddenly, her own team president is criticizing the rookie who has been filling arenas and making the WNBA a must-watch TV show. Yes, Kelly Crosscroft's tone-deaf comment shocked her fan following. We hope the Fever will emulate Apple. It's a strange stretch because it appears that she is referring to Clark by the iPhone case rather than the iPhone itself. Don't think twice. Because of Caitlin, the fever is severe. The national cameras are running, and the merchandise is flying off the shelves because of her appearance. Senior executives on the team, however, appear more interested in downplaying her importance than in acknowledging it. It didn't sit well with the fans. Social media users reacted fiercely to the comment, denouncing it for its obvious disdain. After that, Crosscroft staged his disappearance for the entire night. Her old account vanished. Just gone, no explanation, no regrets. As if realizing she had made a mistake, she logged out in the hopes that the heat would subside. But now it's too late. The internet and fans of Fever never forget.
Yes, Stephanie White, every single solitary move that you make is going to be scrutinized. Welcome to it.
You may be able to tell someone is under duress when they remove their social media accounts during a crisis. The Fever's president, Kelly Crosscroft, took that action after her now famous comment about the squad went viral and not in the way she had intended. The public didn't hesitate. As soon as the video went viral, fans of CaitlinClark, the real force behind the WNBA's current success, descended like exike bees on a spilt drink, criticizing Crosscroft for trying to use a commercial metaphor to reduce her to a generic commodity. By Friday night, the crew had erased his previous account. Simply poof, without making an effort to clean up, clarify, or say anything. Moreover, the impact of such silence outweighed any public relations statement. Fans weren't only unhappy, they were enraged. We're talking about season ticket holders and ardent fans who feel duped after buying Fever clothes during poor seasons. The front crew of their squad is deliberately mishandling the moment they have all been waiting for. Even worse, Clark's legal treatment was kept under wraps for weeks. Referees have tossed her around game after game, as if they had left their whistles at home. Moreover, her president can no longer acknowledge her value without mentioning the brand. Please, the fans who saw right through Crosscroft's escape to the hills were only made more suspicious. The match was set off by the Fever's front office, and now it's more than just bad press. It's a serious trust issue. Sophie Cunningham came next. However, if you think Caitlin is being singled out, please click like before we begin. Please leave a remark if you think the references are merely blind. Yes, please click the subscribe button. Things will only get crazier from now on.
I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
In San Francisco tomorrow, you're on the Las Vegas Strip. What can the Las Vegas expect from Sophie?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so.
Sophie Cunningham is the self-described bodyguard of CaitlinClark, the unofficial vice president of Try That on Our Court and You'll Get Dropped. Her remarks were the only thing that ignited the league. During the first episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Sophie went insane. Her speech was stolen verbatim from a Netflix program. And she wasn't just pursuing competitors. Everyone was at fault, especially those who downplayed CaitlinClark's value to the league. "You're literally dumb. Not once, twice, but 3 times," she remarked. The video became well-known on TikTok, YouTube, and X. Right now, it's the catchphrase. Sophie knew exactly what she was doing. But she does more than just talk. This is the same Sophie who simply body-checked a Connecticut Sun player into a different time zone following Clark's elbow to the face. The fact that she was expelled didn't bother her. "I'll defend my teammates." "Do it," she said. This is where things become more complicated, though. Sophie did more than simply criticize bad officiating or opponents. She started shooting at her own squad, the IndianaFever. She contends that some of the genuine disdain for Caitlin comes from the locker room. Some members of the squad are calling her podcast a declaration of war. It's true that fans have been tense. There are other leagues where seasoned pros and viral stars compete outside the WNBA. In Indiana, it's now smoldering. Sophie isn't here to be kind either. She has arrived to destroy everything.
A dirty play. It was an intentional foul and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle and I don't think anybody wanted that. But the way that the game went and how egregious the referees were and how they were not protecting players, and they especially weren't protecting the #1 player in this league, the biggest draw in this league, which is CaitlinClark, and they continue to not do that. To me, this was not a dirty play. This was making a statement because the referees didn't do their damn job. This would not have happened at the end of the game if the referees did their job during the first play. If the referees did their job, not just the first play, every single play leading up to that. If the referees had control of the game, that is their only job. The referees' first job, their #1 job, is to protect their players.
Like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more.
To some extent, I am aware of that. You will treat each rookie who enters the league in this manner. However, there is simply more for her. Let's be truthful. CaitlinClark is being pummeling on the court. As elbows, body checks, and gouged eyes happened, the referee remained silent. If someone had touched Steph or LeBron in that manner, there would have been messages, sanctions, and breaking news alerts in the NBA. But the action doesn't end when Clark is robbed in the W. Think about the May 24th Fever versus Liberty game. In the center is Natasha Cloud Rams Clark. There appears to be a shoulder-down collision during a 2-point game. The referees stared intently. "Are you all serious right now?" Clark raised his hands and asked in silence. Meanwhile, the Liberty cheer when the buzzer goes off. Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back. She mumbled, feeling like scorched mud once more. She has more, to put it simply. She's right. It is becoming increasingly impossible to ignore the harsh and raucous double standard. Instead of using violent defense, this is targeted disruption. Some rivals have even subtly admitted that there is a hidden agenda. Make her put forth a lot of effort. But that's code for breaking her before she's too obvious. And that's exactly what's happening. But Clark is not going to give up. She was left out of the league's improved hazing regimen. She took over after the referees failed to sound the alarm. Sophie is out there hurling flames and shoulders at the microphone as if it were her full-time job. This is more than a few bad choices. It is beginning to gain more recognition. To tell the truth, I'm starting to suspect a conspiracy. If you're still here, you know this isn't just a basketball narrative. Watch more than just participate. Stay informed by subscribing, like, and commenting. The next development could happen at any time.
Sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the IndianaFever. Yes, we have a foundational player in CaitlinClark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have.
In Indiana, behind the scenes, since things are not going well, there is now real conflict instead of just spectacle. On the one hand, the entrepreneurs are trying to turn the Fever into a sophisticated brand similar to Apple. But players, fans, and even opposing coaches are aware of this. For a while, CaitlinClark is the brand. However, it gets chilly at this point. Fever, when President Kelly Cruft decided to limit Clark's authority, everything went south. This is Sophie Cunningham, who not only disagreed with her supervisors, but also lost it with them. Moreover, this emotional outburst during the interview was not unplanned. Not at all. Insiders claim that the podcast tirade was prearranged. A prearranged assault following the president's speech. Sophie did more than simply make fun of the WNBA. She called out her own front desk in public and presented receipts. That's not irritation. It is a form of rebellion. In all honesty, it exposed a significant identity problem inside the series. Despite having the key point, the Fever still aspires to construct a dynasty. Furthermore, instead of showing appreciation, they are acting as though she poses a threat. Now, the gang is split. Caitlin is seen by some as the future. There are others who cling to historical authority. And you know what? They're not ignorant supporters. Sophie isn't either. Furthermore, Cruft is not based on that mysterious erased prior account. Let's be truthful.
What the WNBA is doing with CaitlinClark is the equivalent of the NBA doing this to Michael Jordan in 1986. It just doesn't make sense to me. You are biting the hand that feeds you. Mind you, without...
If LeBron James were knocked down after being poked in the eye, Twitter would melt. The SportsCenter would broadcast it nonstop even when the league offers CaitlinClark crickets, a crunch, and no whistle. Imagine Steph Curry being pummeling game after game while playing without any protection. Would the NBA simply disregard it? Not at all. But that's exactly what CaitlinClark is going through. She is not a newbie at all. The popularity of women's basketball can be attributed to her. It's all about Clark, the ratings, and the packed arenas. The source of income is her. In other respects, she's being treated like a benchwarmer. Sophie Cunningham had the best words. Unacceptable. Coach Stephanie White chastised the officials for consistently ignoring it during a press conference. The supporters can see it. The media is aware of it, yet the league says nothing about it. This is the terrible truth. If Clark were a guy, this league would submit to him. Instead, the executives on her own team are bullying her and rarely take anything. Sophie is defending her. Those who should be her supporters are too busy with politics, while fans are fighting for her. Clark is more than just the next big thing. She has already arrived. The problem is that, even in 2010, the old guard still acts as though they will be run over. This is not so much a dispute as it is a reckoning. The WNBA's management and CaitlinClark's club might be losing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, even though her reputation will live on. Sophie Cunningham also never stops telling us that you are either with her or you are a whole person. If you thought this was absurd, trust me when I say that the next upgrade could cause the internet to explode. To be heard, just hit the bell, subscribe, and leave a remark. The storm has only just begun. As this story comes to an end, it is clear that the situation surrounding the club, the leadership, and the reactions throughout the league represent more than a single disagreement or incident. It depicts a sport's growing pains as it enters a new phase of scrutiny, pressure, and expectation. When a league rises quickly, audiences expand, and a new surge of passion arrives with unmatched fervor, not everyone is prepared for the weight that ensues. What we are witnessing is a league, a fan base, and an organization adjusting to a spotlight that has never been brighter, and transition that is rarely easy or seamless. One thing has remained constant throughout this journey: competitors' perseverance and spectators' enthusiasm keep the sport progressing. Every disagreement, fight, viral discussion, and unexpected development demonstrates how much people care about the game's creation, presentation, and security. These confrontations show growth, even if they are challenging. They promote critical thinking in teams. They compel CEOs to reconsider their contacts and motivate the league to develop stronger protocols in the future. Every argument presents an opportunity for development, and the current debates may have an impact on the sport's future. In social media, interviews, broadcasts, and fan chats, voices collide. Everyone's dedication to the game's development becomes even more evident. Strong opinions, thorough analysis, and passionate reactions are signs that a league is developing in real time. Growth is never simple. It calls for flexibility, endurance, and pain management skills. These moments serve to emphasize what needs to be reinforced and what needs to be addressed, even under stressful situations. The relationship between athletes, supporters, and the broader public has never been stronger. And that friendship is causing a big shift in the world of women's sports. Despite all the chaos, the game itself remains at the core of the story. Every night, the players' skill, strategy, competitiveness, and unyielding determination captivate the audience. Regardless matter what goes on behind the scenes, the actual development happens in the court. Teams continue to evolve, players continue to improve, and the league continues to forge an identity that is more confident, visible, and unified than it has ever been. Every moment spent on the floor contributes to the legacy being created, and the challenges of the present are shaping the successes of the future. Even while this chapter is coming to a conclusion, the larger story is far from finished. New events, performances, feelings, and shocks will continue to influence the narrative. The current momentum is just the beginning for a league that is in motion and doesn't want to stand still. If you want to stay a part of this rising wave, keep observing, engaging, and speaking out because the next turning point could happen at any time, and this season's transition is still accelerating. The journey has only begun, and what is ahead could fundamentally alter how we perceive the world. Thank you for visiting Clark Facts, your go-to resource for reliable, understandable updates and analysis. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and comment on it. Don't forget to subscribe and set alerts so you never miss a new update. Stay connected and informed. There will soon be more significant stories.